Welcome back, everybody. Welcome if you are new. Today, I'm trying out the brand new World of Outlaw dirt racing game. And if you don't know me, I am Austin, or Armed for Gaming, whatever you would like to call me. I do a lot of iRacing, and I do iRacing like dirt. I do like the sprint cars, late models, stuff like that. And then on the oval side, I also do like NASCAR, trucks, ARCA, late model, stuff like that. So if you want to check out any of my iRacing stuff, that'll be all up on my page if you want to check that out. But today I'm going to be doing the first impressions and seeing if you guys would like to buy this game just off of like what you see in the game. I'm going to be doing the 410 sprints, the World of Outlaw late models here, and then the street stocks also, just to have like the variety of all three different kind of cars. But we're going to start out with the 410s, and I haven't made a car or anything, so I'm going to go through and pick someone. I feel like since I've watched NASCAR my whole life growing up and stuff, I'm going to pick Casey Kane because I loved when he was driving and everything. And then where are we going to run at? I feel like we have to run at Knoxville. It's the sprint car capital of the world. You have to do that, I feel like. So we're going to go into this and see what it's all about. All right, to start off with, in the garage, it looks like you could change your setup from like either loose to tighter or whatever. You can do a custom setup, custom qualifying setup, and everything. I have not done any laps anywhere yet, so I'm gonna go out, run some practice laps, and see how it feels, and then try to get the setup right, and then I will bring you guys in for the qualifying heats and all that. Alright, so far from what I have gathered in practice and everything, this is the view I like the most. You have like in-car with the rock cage and all that. You have the outside view, but my favorite and best one so far has been like right on the dash. And this Knoxville looks a lot different than the one in iRacing, needless to say, and that's not a good start to my laps. I destroyed the wall. I'm trying to get used to the handling, because I'm using the controller on this. I'm not using my wheel and everything like I do on iRacing. But I'm getting the hang of it little by little. I just made the setup really tight, so I have a lot more handling on the car. I have the AIs turned up to like expert. There's one level above it. And we qualified 13th. That's honestly not too bad. I think the fastest time I ran in practice was like a 13.3 flat. So that's not bad. So we're starting 13th here. Donnie Shots on pole, which makes the most sense. But we're going to be in heat number 1 here. And let's see how well we can do in the heat races. I don't know how many advanced to the feature. I did not pay attention. We got 4 laps. Do the best we can here. Try not to run over people. But that will really mess you up. And I have light damage on, so it doesn't like destroy the car right now. When I do the career mode, I'll have damage on full. I ran over that guy. Still trying to get the hang of this altogether. Probably not going to catch them at this point with how much damage we probably got there in the first 2 laps. See if we can catch anybody. But these 410s are a lot to handle. And I'm imagining, just from the look of Knoxville here, a lot of the tracks aren't going to be looking the same as they do in iRacing and stuff. Which is kind of disappointing. I thought they were going to look somewhat decent, and I right reared the hell out of that guy. See if we can try to get by 5th place here. At the line, not going to quite get him. So we fell back to 6th. We started, what, 4th, I think? That was not a very good heat race for us. We're going to the B main, starting first. So we'll try to advance to the A main. How many make it? Top 5 advance the A main. All right, we just have to not screw up like we did right there. I'm going to try to do the outside view for you guys so you guys can see a little bit more. See different views of it if you'd like. Yeah, you can like completely cut the corner, which you cannot do in iRacing and stuff. There was a huge berm down there. This track's a lot more banked in this game than it is in iRacing too. iRacing's like a lot flatter and a lot wider, I feel like, out to the wall. But these are not laser scanned like iRacing is and stuff, but overall it seems kind of fun. I'm actually doing really decent right now. Is there a standings thing I can just check? Yeah, there we go. I hit A a couple times, because I'm on Xbox, so I hit A a couple times, brought up the standings there in the top left. But yeah, I don't mind an out of car view. I'm just so used to racing first person to this point, running iRacing all the time. Like, I've gotten real comfortable with this view. Like, I don't have the rock screen on iRacing. I always take that off when I'm in the sprint car. I don't know many people that do run with that on, honestly. But what are we at? Lap 5 of 6. We're still in first. We should advance the A main here. But I turned the car shakiness down to like 10 because it starts you at like 80 and the bouncing in the car is ridiculous, which I don't mind a little bit of it. Keeps it feeling like somewhat realistic, I guess, like looking wise. And we're gonna win our B main. Nice. And I have the length of the race at like 40%, so we're gonna have a 12 lap A main here. We're starting 21st, so we will see if we can advance through the field here. Don't know if the track really gets slicked off or anything like it does in iRacing and stuff, so we'll probably see. You have control of your car as soon as that thing says ready to green on the right goes away, and I right-reared the hell out of that guy. And you can turn off the mirror if you'd like to try to make it like more like a sprint car if you don't want a mirror and stuff. I like the mirror though. I thought I was gonna sideswipe that guy. What are we already up to? We are in 16th. This is for 15th. Throw a slider up on him. But yeah, I'm going to be doing the career mode in the upcoming days. So if you guys are interested in following that, I right-reared the hell out of that guy, but he kept going straight. If you guys are interested in seeing how the career mode goes, keep a watch out for some of the videos coming up in the next few days. I plan on doing the career mode 2 to 3 times a week, I think. Try to advance through there, because from what I saw, you start out with some really terrible parts and you have to work your way up, which I really enjoy those kind of games. Oh, I just overcorrected really badly there. Let's get back into first person. I'll try the rock screen one. Oh, didn't realize that guy was going to my outside. And I got rear-ended and we're flipping. Okay, there's a caution now. I have cautions on like relaxed, so you have to have like a multiple car caution. That was interesting. Do we really have any damage on the car? I have the damage on like light damage, like I said earlier, so it doesn't completely destroy the car. Where are we starting at? Like 14th? Yeah. Yeah, we don't have too much damage on the car, but I wish the wing was kind of damaged from flipping like that. I know when I do career mode, I'll have the damage on full, and the damage is really going to hurt these cars. Like any car, really. It's going to slow you down a whole bunch. Somebody went flipping up there. They were backwards sitting on the top of the track. But I think it was only a one car. I'm going to try to go all the way down to the bottom there. We're up to 10th. Oh, sideswipe that guy. Yeah, the physics are not nearly as realistic as they could be or anything like iRacing. So if you're looking for anything like iRacing, even though it is not sponsored, but like they're like co-partners in this with Monster Games, it's not nearly as realistic as iRacing is. It's definitely a console game. Like you could feel the difference completely. I don't plan on trying this with my wheel, just because console games on my wheel have always felt so weird to me after doing iRacing. I really don't want to do all that, and I just completely wrecked that dude. I'm still all out of control. Try to get back to the top 10 here before the finish. Oh no, we're not going to. Oh, we get a caution. Okay. We got a caution with like coming up to the final lap. So what do we got? 1 or 2 lap shootout. We're in P12. Let's see what we can do here. We have 2 laps left here. They add some laps on, so I'm all up in the wall. They add laps, so you could get a couple laps green. I'm all up in the wall. Still get another caution. Jesus. And I don't even have this on strict. I have it on, like, relaxed. Oh, you can't change cameras in this, like, when you're under caution right here. Now you can. Once the ready to green pops up, you can. I'll probably be messing around with like full view or in person, like first person view, to see which one I like better on other cars. Jeez, I barely clipped his wheel and I went flying up in the air. At least that was like somewhat realistic. That was nice. If my wheel clipped his wheel. These things are very hard to control though, that's all I have to say. Like I don't have much driving aid on. I think I have it on under hard, which is like 15% traction control. That's literally the only aids I have on right now, and I overcorrected it to the right, and that's gonna finish the race. We'll finish 16th there. And I have the AI on, what is it, expert, like I said earlier, and you can view a replay here, see some different sorts of, you could completely go as slow as you want, slow or fast as you want with this, and then just press play. You can change different camera angles, probably have some TV angles. You have a rear view camera there. And you got TV cameras here. You can tile the overlay there. Oh, camera shake too, that looks pretty good. Like, honestly, like, the game looks good. Like, the graphics look very good. It's just that the physics aren't going to be all there like iRacing or anything, but the game does look great. I was all over the place. I definitely have to get used to the way this game's physics are, because they are completely different than iRacing, so it will be fun, I think. I think it will be a very fun game. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to go jump into a late model. I'm going to probably throw those up at Eldora, since it's like one of the most famous tracks as well on dirt. And then we'll see how those drive. Alright, so far these handle a lot better than the sprint cars to me. And I picked Bobby Pierce because it's the only guy I actually recognize, to be fair. Because I don't really follow like the real life World of Outlaws and stuff very much. Like, I know a lot more of the sprint car guys than the late model guys, at least. But I like the way these handle a lot more. They're a lot more easier on you. Like, I'm not doing too much steering. Like, I kind of throw it in there and it will slide a whole lot, which don't know if that's really that fast or not, but it works for me handling wise. Fastest I've gotten is around like a 14.4, so I don't expect to be too fast right now. Gonna slam the wall there. The inside car view is a lot more like the iRacing is in this one, because there's not that rock screen like the sprint car had. We got 14th there in qualifying. It's not too bad. We'll be, what, heat 2, starting 4th there. So hopefully we can advance from the heat instead of going to the B main this time and not screw up this top, what, it said 4, I think. I'm gonna get to the outside view, because I like the outside view a lot more in these late models. But these do handle a lot better to me. And Eldora is a lot closer to like Eldora than Knoxville was to Knoxville, I would say. But it doesn't look like the track gets very worn in, and you don't really have like those slick spots to really have to chase a groove or anything like you do in iRacing, which is a little disappointing. This feature race will have an 18 lap feature, a little bit longer than the sprint cars. But I dropped this down to 30% instead of having it at 40, because a 40% race was at like 24 laps. So I dropped it down to 30, have an 18 lap feature. Should go by quite quick if we could say green, because it seems like these will be cleaner overall. We got 3rd there in heat number 2, so we should advance straight to the A main, starting 10th. Perfect. That is awesome. So hopefully we can do pretty well in this A main. I have the same like 12% looseness on the setup like we did for the sprint car. For me, tightening up these cars has made it a lot easier to drive. Just for me, at least. Try not to run people over. Luckily, it's a little bit like arcadey to where when you hit guys, they don't completely go flying. I'm trying to get down to the bottom here, because I like the bottom a lot more than the top. Slid up a little bit. We are 3 wide through 1 and 2. You can beat and bang a little bit better in these than you can in the sprint car, obviously, with the fenders. Oh, I thought I was going to clear both of them. That's my bad. I wonder how online's going to be. Oh, we are wrecking him. Yep, that's probably going to be a caution. No caution? Okay. Keep it going. But I wonder how online's going to be. It's probably going to be a whole mess. People just throwing it into each other, most likely. Not giving a damn about anybody else. But I think the career mode's going to be like the thing that sells it. Like sells this game for me. Because I wanted to play it mainly for the career mode. Like the game looks, it looks great. The physics I figured were going to be like this. Like kind of like NASCAR Heat-ish, where they're arcade-ish in a way. They're decent, for sure. But I think the career mode is what's really going to sell it for me, because it's really like some of those old NASCAR games, like NASCAR 2004, stuff like that, to where you start out with really bad parts. You have to work your way up, like buy better parts, and then just slowly work your way through different series and everything. I think that's going to be the most fun for me. We're already on lap 7 of 18 here. Slowly making our way back through the field after wrecking with Larson here. It's not Kyle Larson. I think it was Brent Larson, I said. But yeah, I'm interested in how the career mode's going to go. I know off the start from... Oh, miss him. Nope, we did not miss him. From Jeff Fabiano's video, when he started the career mode, you could pick either a street stock or the 305 sprint car. I think I'm going to start out with the street stock, because you're going to be able to drive the sprint cars later on when you get to 360s and 410s. I would really like to start out in the street stocks and really just work your way up from there. We honestly might be able to get into a 305 and all that once you get enough money and everything. So, not 100% sure on that. That's just a guess off the top of my head. But I know we're going to be able to drive different sprint cars later on. You're not really going to have the street stocks later on. So I want to start out with those, and I think they'll be a lot of fun. But the street stocks will be the next race we do. I'm probably going to throw those at Volusia. I know Volusia's on here. I wanted to throw them on like real tracks to kind of compare them to how I've drove them in iRacing and everything. Try to get some laps here in-car. The in-car and the late model is so much different than the sprint car to me. I was more comfortable in-car and sprint car, but out of the third-person car here in the late model. It's all whatever you're most comfortable with, really. So I feel like I can just see what the car is doing a little bit better in third person, and the sprint car I needed to go out more off of feel what I can do in first person. Because I'm all over the place here in first person. Oh, we get a caution. Okay. We are in 11th right now, which is not doing too bad, which is nice. Getting ready to take the green. What lap are we on? I honestly don't know. We are on lap 17, I think, going on the 18. I need to remember to bring up the relative, because I do like the relative. I really won't be able to see it much, but you guys probably will be able to better. And I just dumped that guy. I didn't even think I was like, I didn't even know I was touching him at that point, but I just completely dumped that dude. Moved up from 11th to 8th there. Oh, we're going to be starting on the outside. That's going to be rough for the last couple laps here. I like the bottom a lot more, but the car is getting dirty on the side. You can see it on the 81 there. That looks awesome. Like, the graphics are really good. This will be a better finish for us than we did in the sprint cars, as long as we don't wreck here in the last lap. I'm all over Yoder there. Yoder, I don't know. Larson throwing a real tight slide drop. They're hitting up top. We're taking it 3 wide. I think we got the 6th there. Nice. I'll take 6th. Late models seem to be a lot better to me. I can handle them a lot better, at least. Like, those are a lot of fun. Who ended up winning it? Shane? Makes sense. But now we're going to move on to the street stocks at Volusia. So I'll bring you guys back in 1 second. All right, getting ready to go in this qualifying here. I picked the random street stock just because it looked the best to me overall. I like the white and then like the red on the side and stuff. Looks pretty good, but the street stock looks very interesting. And these cars feel so slow because they are compared to like the late model and everything. Honestly, I like the hood view a lot on these street stocks. I feel like I have the most control on the street stock with the hood, which is really interesting to me. But we're going to qualify as best we can here. Try to, at least. This is like one of the closest dirt tracks to me in real life that iRacing has and everything that's still actually up and going. But I've never been to it. I want to go to Volusia sooner or later. Because it's a pretty tiny track for the most part, but they can get real wide on the corners and on the backstretch, like the D-oval backstretch. But we seem pretty slow compared to the AI here in these compared to... Actually, 13th, not bad, actually. Kind of the same. about mid-pack. Started in heat number 1 here. There's a lot more street stocks running than there are that you can pick from. You can only pick from like 6 different ones. So I don't know if like you unlock them the more you play or anything. I have no clue. Top 5 advance to the A main. Hopefully we can finish top 5 and go straight to that. These things you could probably beat and bang with a little bit. Like the late models, I would imagine. Got that crossover on him in turn 2. I'm gonna try to keep the like middle to bottom rolling as much as we can, because I think the top is just gonna... Oh, they got together. Don't know if we're 3 wide almost. Trying to keep it off the 79 there. We're in 4th, so we still have the guy to our outside, I believe. Bring up the relative. You can see a little bit better. I think we beat him to the line just barely. I didn't even feel any contact there, but I saw his cargo bouncing. Trying to get up the 2nd now. We might have a great starting spot for the A main here if we could beat him out to the line. I got a little too sideways there in 3 and 4. We finished 3rd, just barely. That was a tight race there at the end. That was really close. I don't know if we have a standings. Yeah, we do. By 5, what, hundredths of a second? Because tenths, hundredths, thousandths, yeah. With like literally half of a tenth. That was a close battle there to the end. But we're starting 9th for the A main. That's pretty good. Best starting spot we've had so far for an A main. And let's see if we can do better than 6th place like we did in the late models. I think we got 16th, 6th, and let's see what we get here in the street stocks. Didn't do very well in the sprint cars, did better in the late models, and let's see how well we do in the street stocks. They definitely get easier to handle the lower power, like horsepower you get and stuff. So I imagine like the 360 sprints and 305 sprints will be much easier to do than the 410s were. We got 3 wide. We're in the middle here. Trying to keep it clean as much as we can. Got clear on the bottom. You do have this view as well on the left side. If you hit B, it will show you like the damages on the car and everything, which is really useful. But I like keeping up the relative for now. Unless I like really hit something and I'll have to check my damage. I think we're 3 wide in the middle. Yeah, I kind of like slid down a little bit on him. I was trying to keep off the guy on the outside. Try to get some outside footage for you guys. 3rd person, you can see like my wheels working a lot more in the corners. I'm just doing little taps to the right and stuff. Those cones are very hard. They're not easily drive-throughable. They're like a brick wall. So be careful with those cones down there. I am losing a little bit of time, these guys. We're on lap 5 already out of 12. And after this race, I'll go through all the tracks for you guys so you can see all the tracks in the game currently. Don't know if they'll be adding more throughout like the year and stuff if they add like DLC content. 'Cause I did see Lima Land was like a DLC track, which is interesting. Don't 100% know why, but Lima Land's a fun track. But I haven't even gone through seeing all the tracks myself yet. I know there's some like fictional tracks and there's a lot of actual like World of Outlaw tracks that they race on in the game. Volusia looks pretty similar to what iRacing does for the most part. I feel like it's pretty similar for the most part. It's just that you don't get the lines that slick off and everything. You just have to keep the car as straight as you can, like you need to in an actual street stock on iRacing. Because the straighter you can keep the car, the less you bog down and the more horsepower you keep up. Trying to get that low line working, sliding up. 19 got a good run off the corner though. We're at 8th, so we're battling pretty good up here. Not doing too bad at all. Like I said earlier, I do have these AIs on expert. There is one more difficulty ahead of this, like harder on legend. But I decided to do it on expert just to have like a fighting chance somewhat. Because the legend difficulty is like, it's ridiculously fast. So I at least wanted to get like some good racing with the AI. You are getting some multi-groove racing too, which is fine. I'm just working in the bottom, and it's working for me. A lot of the AIs are on the outside. So we got back up to 6th to where we... Oh, wait, did we start 6th? No, we started 9th. So we're up to 6th. 1 lap to go. We might tie what we did in the late models, which is very good. I'm happy with that. So the street stocks and late models I did pretty decent in. Sprint cars are very tough to handle, so they will be a lot of work I need to do once I get up to that in the career mode and everything. But let's go and see all the tracks that are in the game. All right, starting off, you got the dirt track of Bristol. So like they threw dirt on Bristol and NASCAR and stuff, so it's here. You got Cedar Lake, dirt track of Charlotte, Eldora, Fairbury, Knoxville, Kokomo. What does that say? Dirt track Las Vegas. Las Vegas Motor Speedway dirt track. I've actually never seen that, so that's interesting. See, Limaland DLC. Don't know what that's all about right now. So we got Port Royal, Texas, the dirt track Texas, Volusia, Weed Sport, Williams Grove, and then I think all those were official tracks. Like they're all real tracks, real life. And then now they have the made up tracks, which I think some of these came from like Tony Stewart's game, I want to say, because I think Arrowwood was on that game. You got Baxterville, Circle Lake Raceway, Desert Rock Raceway, Diamond Groove, Durango Park, which I feel like that was on Tony Stewart's game too, I want to say. Elm Creek, Five Forks, Grant Park, I-19, which I'm surprised they don't have I-55, but they have I-9, like they have a made up I-19 one. I-84, Jacobs County, Kenyon County, Madison Lake Motorsports Park, which that looks like a really tiny track. Yeah, 0.3 of a mile. That's real small. Milestone Park, Norris Country, Old Mill, Prairie Creek, Prairie View. So two different they're in Iowa and Michigan. Interesting. I thought they'd be around the same place. Rockberry Raceway, Roper Mountain. That's an interesting looking track. It's like it has no walls on the corners and it looks very flat too. Sawtooth Mountain, Sheep Mountain, Sterling County, Straight River Speedway, Sugar Bush. They have a lot of these like made up tracks, which is good. They have a lot of different tracks. Willow Creek, that looks a lot like Williams Grove, but a lot like tinier. Woodley Motor Speedway, and that is it. So there's a good amount of tracks in this game total, and so far the only DLC is Limaland, which is interesting. So maybe they'll throw more tracks in DLC later on in the year and stuff. So if you guys are tempted on getting the game but aren't 100% sure, I would suggest waiting for my career mode that's going to be coming out like tomorrow, and then later in the week as well. I'm going to do like 2 or 3 of them. I think I'm going to do 3 of them this first week while the game's out, and then I plan on doing it every Wednesday and maybe Saturday. After that, do it like 2 times a week and do a few races for each video in the career mode and see how far we can get and how we can do. So if you guys are iffy on getting the game still, I think it'd be a very fun game. I think the career mode's going to sell it for me. I already got it anyways, but if I was tempted to buy it and was watching somebody, I think this career mode's going to really sell it for me. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And if you guys are interested in that, just hit subscribe, follow the channel, and see how my career mode goes and see if you guys are interested in buying it. So appreciate you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys have made a decision. If not, continue watching the career. And I appreciate everybody for sticking around, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.